So let's talk about this story between Kylian Mbappe and FC Barcelona. There was a report that was coming from L'Equipe, which is a source from France, that has stated this: Barcelona will hold talks with PSG today for Kylian Mbappe. Barcelona can't afford to pay a fee, and they will offer several players to PSG in exchange for the striker. Now, flat out, right, I want to say from the very beginning, I do not believe this at all. And I know that many of you guys don't believe it at all either. I remember when I first saw this report earlier this morning, like this is the first thing I saw when I woke up. I checked my phone and I saw that there was a report about Kylian Mbappe maybe going to Barcelona. I'm like, oh my god, like really? This is how we're going to be starting the week? It just seemed too unreal. And I know that it's unreal. And so I waited, right? I'm like, I'm not going to talk about this yet. I want to see how all of this does unfold within the next couple of hours. And so later on, I was right. In about 2 or 3 hours, this rumor was crossed off. And it says here, according to Sport, that Barcelona explained that they have nothing to do with Kylian Mbappe. They were surprised when they saw the news after waking up today. Barcelona interprets that PSG have used their name to try and put pressure on Real Madrid. We also do have another report coming from Mundo Deportivo that has stated Barcelona denies everything that was published in L'Equipe earlier today. Barcelona can't compete due to financial fair play, and despite obviously admitting Kylian Mbappe's quality, they want to build a complete squad on and off the field, not focusing on just one individual. And then lastly, another report stated, which was coming from Gerard Romero, he has stated that from Barcelona, they say, we wish we could compete with Kylian Mbappe. And so again, I want to make it very clear that these rumors were never real. And the only thing that we do know that did take place today about Kylian Mbappe is that Al-Hilal made an offer to PSG and they offered 259 million euros for the player, which is a lot of money. Even though Kylian Mbappe is 1 year away from finishing his contract, this is what Al-Hilal wanted to give, and to also give Kylian Mbappe 300 million a year. Now, obviously, PSG have accepted this. Why wouldn't PSG want to accept a bid like this, and especially when a player has 1 year left in the contract? But that doesn't mean anything. If Kylian Mbappe does not want to go, that offer is not going to be fully accepted. I know, and I've said this on Twitter, that if Kylian Mbappe prioritized only money, he would go. But I don't think that Kylian Mbappe is like that. I think that right now, especially at his current age, he wants to experience top European success, and he wants to win the Champions League, and maybe multiple times, maybe live up to whatever Cristiano Ronaldo did 4 to 5 years ago. He wants to replicate the exact same success, and so it would make no sense for him to leave now and leave Europe to go to Al-Hilal. But that is not what we're here to talk about today. I want to talk about the possibility of Barcelona signing Kylian Mbappe and why I believe that signing Kylian would make a lot of sense, but sportingly, not financially. And so look, I'm not surprised that Barcelona cannot compete. I strongly believe that the reason why this was reported was because they want to put pressure on Real Madrid and nothing else. And this ongoing relationship between Real Madrid and Kylian Mbappe, it's embarrassing for Real Madrid, because Real Madrid have been wanting Kylian since 2017, and the only thing that Real Madrid have gotten was nothing. Kylian Mbappe said, yeah, I'll maybe go, yeah, I'll maybe accept this offer, and Real Madrid do everything they can in the summer to sign him, but then Kylian Mbappe last minute just says, I want to stay at PSG, I don't want to go to Real Madrid just yet. And so Kylian Mbappe has been toying with Real Madrid many times in the past 7 years. Like, have you guys ever thought about that? Like, just how embarrassing it is for Real Madrid to bend their backs for one player, and Kylian Mbappe just toys with them every summer. Barcelona have been through a predicament like this before with Griezmann. Like, Barcelona were trying everything they can to sign Griezmann back in 2018, I believe, and then Griezmann last minute just says, I want to stay at Atletico Madrid, I love Atletico Madrid. He even released a video, and Barcelona and everybody that supported Barcelona were like, what the heck, like really? Like, that's how you're gonna play with us? Like, you try to make it seem like you were interested in joining Barcelona, but you just ditched us last minute? And so can you imagine that scenario? But that happening every year since 2017. That has what's been going on with Real Madrid, and they have no shame. It's crazy. And so besides that, I don't believe it for one bit. I think that Barcelona can make efforts to sign Kylian Mbappe, but for Barcelona, they're gonna have to sacrifice a couple of players for Kylian. Like, it is going to be taking some players plus cash to afford the player. Now, I know that PSG would probably ask for Gavi, Rafinha, and Christensen. I don't think that Barcelona would ever want to do that and sacrifice their team only for one player. Again, they could if they wanted to, plus adding cash, but they won't do it. A team is over anything else. Now, ideally for me, in my opinion, like if Barcelona did have that idea and they said, yeah, we're gonna go for Kylian Mbappe and we're gonna negotiate with PSG and we're gonna try and see who we should let go of, I would say we should let go of Eric Garcia, Ferran Torres, and Rafinha. Those 3 players. And you may say, but Kevin, come on, like, you really think that PSG would accept those 3 players? I don't think so. I don't think that the sporting directors or whoever works at PSG would say that this is a good idea. But you know who I think would say this is a good idea? Luis Enrique, who is the new coach of PSG. Luis Enrique has worked with Eric Garcia and Ferran Torres, and he loves wingers like Rafinha. Like, we have seen Luis Enrique get the best out of Eric Garcia and Ferran Ferran Torres before with the Spanish national team, so it would not be a surprise to hear one day that Luis Enrique is interested in one of our Spanish players. And we know Lucho, right? Also named, that's his like nickname, Lucho. We know how he is. He likes to build a real strong team, and so we recognize his game. And so I would do that. I would try, if I was the president, I would say let's just try and bid for Kylian by sending these players. Who knows? Maybe PSG might give the green light only because Luis Enrique says yes. And so with Eric Garcia maybe being valued at 20 million euros, also Ferran Torres being valued at 20 million euros, Rafinha being valued at 70 million euros, that would be a total of 111 million euros. Plus, I would say another 90 million euros on top of that in terms of cash, which goes around 200 million euros. And I think that would be enough. I think that it is possible. I just don't know if Barcelona want to take the time and energy to do something like this. But here's the thing that really does piss me off about this whole situation, about this possibility. I feel like the possibility of us signing him could increase if La Liga and Barcelona really wanted to make something happen. And let me explain, because we don't get no help from the league, like at all. If anything, the league is only diminishing their clubs, like everybody. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there has been many clubs in La Liga that had to sell their most important players to the Premier League or to other teams, only because La Liga is putting these financial fair play regulations every season. And so of course Barcelona are going to look very weak in the market. That is because La Liga is not doing us any favors. Like, I don't get why Javier Tebas does not help teams like FC Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Sevilla, but especially FC Barcelona, right, to introduce a generational player to the league. It's a win-win for everybody. And you may also say, but Kevin, come on, like, you really think that La Liga is going to help Barcelona try and sign a player? Like, when does that ever happen? Well, here's the thing. About 5, 6, 7, 8 days ago, look at the situation between Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. Inter Miami alone could not sign Messi. But what happened to Inter Miami? We saw two other companies try and back Inter Miami to make this deal happen, which was Apple and the MLS, the league themselves. They went on to go help Inter Miami, says, we're here to help you. Let's do this because we know that if Messi does come to our league, everybody's gonna win. Everybody's gonna gain more money, more success, and everything all around. Like, the team will get better, Inter Miami. The league is also going to be more interesting. The broadcast revenue is going to skyrocket, which is exactly what Apple wants to see. Everybody wins. There's no like, oh, we're not gonna help you, you're on your own, we don't want to get in your business. Like, it's too, like, over there in Europe, it's just too individual. They don't want to work as a team. And that is something that I really do respect from the American owners, is that there's a lot of connections within the clubs. There's a lot of benefits that the clubs do have that they can give to the players. There's also a lot of opportunity, and they're way more flexible out there to make the deals happen. Because when they see an opportunity to sign a player where they know that everybody wins, that is how you do get business done. If you invite Kylian Mbappe to Barcelona, Barcelona will win. La Liga will win. More people will go into La Liga and watch the games. The revenue increases for all matches. When Barcelona play against Sevilla or against Atletico Madrid or against Valencia, more people will tune in and more money will be made. And then you see Sevilla getting more money because of that. You see Valencia getting more money because of that. That is how it works. I just don't get why La Liga has to be so individual and say, no, we're not going to help you. You're on your own. If you want to raise funds, sell your own assets, sell 50% of your company, and we'll see what happens. And then we'll evaluate after to see who you could sign. It's just, it's ugly. I really hate how the league is running. And here's another thing I also do want to talk about. Sportingly, I feel like Kylian Mbappe fits Barcelona way more than Real Madrid. I know that sounds very surprising to say, but again, let me explain. If we looked at Kylian Mbappe with PSG in the past 2 or 3 seasons, Kylian Mbappe has not been the happiest, mainly because he has not been able to play in his best position possible, which is the left wing position. And the main reason why is because Neymar is there. Neymar is the one playing as the left winger, and sometimes Kylian Mbappe has to play as a number 9. Now, Kylian Mbappe as a number 9 plays tremendously well. We know that he is a world-class player. He will adapt, he will score goals, but you're limiting his capabilities. Kylian Mbappe is way more than just a number 9. And the worst thing you can do to a player, and especially a generational player, is to limit their capabilities and what they could do. If you put Kylian Mbappe on the left wing, you get way more out of him. You get more goals, more assists, you get more runs, you get more attacking opportunities in the final third. You just get way more. And Kylian Mbappe himself knows this. Like, he's not dumb. He's not like some dumb player that just doesn't know anything about the sport. He knows what he can do. He knows what he can bring. He knows his best position. And that is why I do say that, can you imagine if Kylian Mbappe goes to Real Madrid where Vinicius, right? Not Neymar, but Vinicius is on the left wing. Kylian Mbappe would definitely not be in that position. He would be placed as a number 9 again, being in the exact same predicament of PSG. And this is also like another reason why I just don't believe that Real Madrid have any real sporting project. It's just, it doesn't seem like it's a real thing over there. Like, I feel like Real Madrid just be like, yeah, let's sign this player only because everybody else wants them. Very similar to like Arda Güler. Like, why sign them? You don't even have a place for Arda Güler. You just signed them only because Barcelona was interested 2 weeks ago. And that's basically basically it. But going back to the conversation, right? Like with Barcelona, when we talk about the left wing position, it's open. Kylian Mbappe easily fits on that position. And then we can have a front three of Kylian Mbappe, Lewandowski, and Dembele. That's a world-class front three, an unstoppable front three, because, you know, our left wing options right now, it is Ansu, it is Abde, it is Ferran Torres, but these three players are very uncertain right now. We don't know their futures. We don't know if Ansu Fati is going to gain his spark back and his speed back and his lethalness back. We don't know about Abde, right? Xavi does have confidence in Abde, but who knows? Like, what if some club in the summer offers 50 million euros for Abde and then he's gone, and then now what? With Ferran Torres, we don't even know if he wants to be here and whether Xavi Hernandez wants Ferran Torres anymore. And you better bet that Kylian Mbappe would enjoy being fed by midfielders like Pedri, Gundogan, and Frankie de Jong. And so stepping away from that conversation, going back to like the possibility, I just feel like this will 99.99999% not happen at all, only because a lot of parties in this potential operation do not want to do anything with one another, and that's basically it. That is just the reality, and Barcelona is adapting, and they're saying, okay, if we're going to be on our own, we're gonna have to sign players that are cheap players or on free on the market. That's basically it. And to be honest, I have confidence in Barcelona's current squad, and whoever we do sign next, whether it's Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, if we end up with just Bernardo Silva and that's it, and that's our only and last transfer, and we sell our excess players that we just don't need, I have complete confidence in the current squad that we do have. I do think that we can still win La Liga, and I still think that we can be very competitive in the Champions League. It's just, why not bring Kylian Mbappe? That would be a very nice thing to see, and it would also be embarrassing for Real Madrid to try for the past 6 to 7 years to sign him, and only for Barcelona to get him, and maybe even for free in the summer of 2024. Like, can you imagine that? But again, I'm getting off topic here, but that's basically it. That is going to be my thoughts about this whole thing. Again, don't get your hopes up. I just don't think that it's gonna happen, and let's just focus on our next two players that we have been reportedly wanting to sign, which is again Cancelo and Bernardo Silva. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.